It's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior Live. I'll be your host today. Please put in the chat where you're from and who you are. When we start reviewing the news articles, if you want to look at our Facebook page, just click here and you can follow the articles along as we go. See you in a moment. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. I'm Ron Brown. This is Tech for Senior Live. This is a beautiful Thursday morning. I'm in Comox, British Columbia. It's hot, sunny. It's a great day. We have a great show for you. We'll be with you for the next hour talking about tech news of the week. This is lots of news this week. If you're there watching us either on our Facebook or YouTube feed, thank you for coming. Hopefully you enjoy the next hour. If you're watching this as a replay, thank you so much for doing that. And if you're watching this as a YouTube short, just click the description and click the link in the description, and it'll take you right to the show. If you are on our Zoom feed from our Monday show, you're in the wrong spot. We're not there. We won't be there till Monday because this is not a Zoom meeting. And I'm just going to put in here, this is our website. And if you go to www.techforsenior.com, there's a big red button there. Hit that. And it'll take you to one of our two feeds that we feed this out to Facebook, our Facebook page. And if you want to follow along as we're moving along today on all the articles, they're all posted on our Facebook page, and that is our Facebook link there. Just type in Tech for Senior, and that's and then you'll see all the articles as we move ahead. But who are we, and where are we from? Well, we're a group of seniors that 4 years ago had an idea to start a show, and we started that as our Monday show. And that actually is a Zoom meeting. As I said, you can get the information. Come and join us. Have some fun on Monday. We have a lot of fun with our show. We're in our 4th year now, and we broadcast that every Monday. But today is a day in which we look at all the tech news of the week. We scour all the different services and find some great articles. And this week, there's a lot of articles to go through. There's a lot of news. So we had to get all the biggies come today. We had to get a group. I've assembled a group of very learned people because we have so much to talk about. We had to bring the big guns in today. So I brought at great expense and from all over the world, they are coming to talk to us and help us understand the the news of the day. So before we get to that, before I get to introduce them, we have no idea who you are out there. So if you have any, if you are out there listening, if you could put your name or your where you're from in the chat, that would be great. That would be great. So first up today, I'd like to introduce my co-host for Monday from Bradenton, Florida, Huey Popluck. Huey, what have you got to say for yourself today?
Wow, it's 87 already here today, and going to 91. And I do want to remind anyone who is especially new to watching us, please put your name and your where you were located in the chat so that we can say hi to you and welcome you. And we're glad you're here. But we do get people we don't know and aren't regulars, and we do want to say hello to you. So
The other
make sure
thing
you get your name in there.
yeah,
I'm doing great. I'm getting ready for the Windows Special Interest Group on Sunday, Mother's Day. And it will be for the CFCS and STUG, the Sarasota group and the Central Florida group. And I do it once a month. And this is the Sunday that we do it.
there you go. The other thing I just would like to mention to everybody is that I sent out a notification. This is through our YouTube channel. I sent out a notification saying, reminding everyone about the meeting today. I'm interested to see how this worked. This was a community post through the community tab on our YouTube channel. And I was wondering if anybody got the notification. Like I sent it out and I haven't found anyone that got it yet. So if you're listening out there and you did get a notification, if you could also maybe mention that in the chat. I'm trying to figure out if it's worth doing and keeping that up. Anyway, let's get on, and let me introduce Bob Gostisha, who of course is our security expert, but a man of many talents. He's a little bit dark today because he's not in his studio. He's traveling around the globe. Where in the world are you calling from today, Bob?
Amarillo, Texas.
Oh.
And I haven't run over any Amarillos either.
All right. But you got fast internet. You're really happy about that.
Yes, that's something I have here that I won't complain because it's been working fine at home, and it has improved over what it used to be.
There you go. There you go. Lots of.
But I'm now in the 300 plus range for down, and I don't know, 40 or 50 up. So, this is what
That's
I wish
good.
I had at home.
That's
I
good.
don't.
Yeah. And of course, we have Ray Baxter, who is our music director on our Monday show. But he's not just a music guy. He's a man, again, of many talents. He is the president of APCUG. He's the financial treasurer of APCUG, which so that he's not only is he a nice guy, he's a smart guy, but he's obviously trustworthy because he's holding all the money. So, and he also knows a lot about technology and computers. So we are so happy to have Ray on the show with us today. Ray, Pine, Arizona. Now is it getting warm there yet, or what's happening up in Pine?
Actually, outside now it's 58. So this
really?
to me is the best time of the year. We always welcome springtime after a winter. And this winter we had quite a few snowstorms. Not a lot of accumulation, just a lot of snow every week. And that's gone now. And it gets up to maybe the low 70s in the daytime. This is beautiful. June has for the last several years been the hottest month here. So this wonderful weather is going to end soon.
Hugh, you got anybody listening to us?
Oh, yeah, actually, a few of them watching too.
Oh, really? Cool. Jolyn, Jolyn, of course, is a good friend of ours. Jolyn is the techie of all techs. She's tirelessly works daily helping seniors with technology and helping them at their computer club. Thank you, Jolyn, for all you do and all the great work. She helps us with our Chromebook series that Huey and I do. So welcome and thank you for coming and listening, Jolyn. Jan Mazur, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Mazer, yeah.
Mazer?
Mazer.
I'll have to work on that one. I got Waukegan, didn't I?
You did.
I got that, man. Dick Vogel, good after Bib from Central Florida. Steve Powell, Kirkland, 54 degrees and sunny. It's going to get hot, though. You guys down in Seattle are going to be hot weekend. Dick says, finger check. JJ, 70 degrees in Waukegan. Hey, I'm now your official ambassador. That the spices I got from Waukegan were great. Thanks, Ron. Got my Popco members helping members spend money and enjoying that a lot of people like that. That was a good one. That was fun to make. Yeah. Clark, a beautiful, dry and sunny day, 69 degrees in Trenton, New Jersey. Liz from sunny Ohio, 73 degrees. Bernard, Sterling Heights Computer Club, Detroit, Michigan. Stuart, Lake Worth, Florida, 83 degrees. Richard from California, 57 degrees right now, and we'll go up to 75 later on, right? And Vale, Vale, hi Vale. Rain and cool in Golden, Colorado. Of course, Vale is a good friend of mine. Vale and I go back many years. He and I we're running the computer club in Mesa, Arizona, at our Silver Ridge Resort, and we fixed many computers. The story just before you do, the story I like to tell about Vale and I, we went to a very new member at in our club, and we had to fix his printer. And Vale and I couldn't figure out how to do it, so I asked Vale to come along. Excuse me, just a minute. So Vale is a doctor. Actually, he's a PhD doctor in psychology, and I'm a physician. So when we went to fix this computer, the fellow looked at us timidly and said, "Is this going to cost me any money?" We said, "Well, you got two doctors working on your computer. Wait till you get the bill." And he looked awful worried. I always like to tell that story. I don't know if Vale remembers that, but we got that done. Bernard says, "Got it."
That was the notification.
Oh, you got it. Oh, we got the notification. Oh, okay, great. Richard didn't get any notification. You probably have the notifications turned off, Richard. Bob Baxter, Bellevue, Washington. 80 degrees tomorrow. It's going to be hot. Yeah. Neil, good morning from Illinois. Jala and Amarillo by morning. Good song.
Yep.
Now you know when you have a hint for Monday.
Didn't I play that song? But they called him the Mongolian Cowboy. And I thought I may have played it one time, where it's a gentleman from Mongolia who doesn't speak a word of English, but phonetically he learned the song.
There you go. Sally Ann, heat wave coming soon, Kirkland, Washington. That's right. It's going to be hot this week. We actually have heat notification warnings coming out now. Jolin, hey, Richard. Hey, Bob Baxter. Hey, all right, you guys, stop it. Ron, I got a notification via YouTube, a note from Facebook, which I think is automatically generated. Oh, okay. Thanks for letting us know. So I think it's probably worth doing. Trez's Tech. Hi there from Columbia, South Carolina. 76 degrees and partly cloudy. Is Trez been here before? Should we give him the big round of applause for being is this your first time, Trez?
I think we've asked him that before,
maybe,
but I could be wrong.
Could be. Well, if you haven't,
let's give him a round anyway.
We'll give you a big round of applause because maybe it is your first time, and I feel if it isn't, we apologize. But you got a nice round of applause anyway, right?
Yeah.
So what the heck? And Gerald Smith says West Seattle sunny. There you go. And Bob, I don't know what happened to Bob with his fast internet. He couldn't.
It's too fast. It's too fast.
Second or third time to connect from. Oh, okay. So I thought you might have been here.
I thought
but I don't want to miss anyone. That's not a good thing. So all right. So let's get on with this. We have a lot of things to talk about today. And I don't know where the heck Bob went, but
my guess is he's going to try to sign back on.
He's going to come back in. All right. No, that's not the one. All right. So the first article I wanted to talk about, which is way down the list today. So I wanted to make sure we get this comes up to the top of the list. Microsoft Authenticator push notifications get number matching. Now, this actually is important, and it's important for a number of reasons. And we'll talk about that in a minute, but it's part of two-factor authentication. Now, and I just want to briefly review this. I don't want to belabor this too far, but two-factor authentication is so important for security. and it's many different forms, and it can be a text message coming in. In other words, you go to sign in, they send you a text message with a number, you put the number in, and it lets you in. The second form is an authenticator app that occurs on the phone. And this is what I use mostly for my two-factor authentication. And it is an authenticator app that you put on the phone, and it generates a code that you put in, and that works great. But the third one is this works with Google, and it also works with Microsoft, and this is called push notification. And I do not like this. Although it's convenient, it works well. There's a significant problem with this, and this is what Microsoft is addressing. And here's the problem. Within your Google account, you can have registered devices. So I have my laptop, my tablet, my phone, my PC are all connected as a registered device in my Google account. If someone tries to log into my account, so let's say Fred from Kazakhstan tries to log into my account, Google sends me a push notification. It goes to all my devices, and it says, do you want to let Fred from Kazakhstan into your computer? And you say, no. Obvious, right? So then, and that's how this works. So to access, if Google challenges an access, then it will send you a push notification. So all you have to do on any of your devices is just click yes or no, right? The problem is this: as we go through life each website we go through, we have to hit a button saying, yes, you accept these cookies, right? There's a notification, there's cookie notifications, there's all sorts of things that you have to do every day as you're working. And if you keep getting these notifications and you say, yes, I want this cookie, yes, I want this cookie, yes, Fred from Kazakhstan, yes, 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 and you just hit the yeses, then you let that person into your Google account. The significance of that, and the bad guys now are doing what we call, they're focusing on attacks and sending a lot of push notifications in. They're not. They'll send enough requests in that you're going to get, and particularly for people who may not understand the significance of that accesses and allows that person right into your whole account, right? As soon as you hit that yes. So Microsoft has identified that, and they have said, yes, we'll still allow the push notification, but there's a code. We're going to send in that push notification a code that you actually have to enter in. So there's a pause. There is, yes, you can use the push notification to get into your Microsoft account, but there's a pause because you have to put the code in. And in that time, you just might think, is Fred from Kazakhstan the person I really want into my Microsoft account? And I think that's a really good thing, and I wish Google would do it. And that's this article that was just announced today. Microsoft Authenticator push notifications get number matching. And that's what that story is all about. And I wish Google would do the same thing, because there's a big problem here with these push notifications. Do you guys
Ron? Ron, I got a question about that. Now, if you got the Microsoft and then you also have the Google, which one is going to take precedence with the authentication?
Well, there are two different things. You're authenticating Google for your Google account, and you're authenticating Microsoft for your Microsoft account. Okay.
But if it's some other website or some other, it
wouldn't work. It's not. It's okay. Only for your Google account. These push notifications are specific. Not everyone uses them. The only people that would use them would be. Here he is. He's back.
My camera froze up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought
I have the add-on webcam, and there's also the built-in camera for the laptop. Okay. And for some reason, that camera from the laptop was selected. Don't know why. It froze the whole system up.
Yeah, look.
Let me just finish
when
up.
All else fails, reboot
reboot. Let me just so just to go back to what Huey was saying is Huey is that the push notification is only for your Google account, and it wouldn't work on Microsoft. So your push notification for your would be on your Microsoft account as well. So there's account specific, and they only work on Google and Microsoft. It's not like the push notifications is not like it goes for all the sites that you can use the two-factor authentication with using the app. All right, this is specific to those two services.
Well, what about passkeys now?
The different topic. That's a different topic, and this has nothing to do with passkeys.
Yeah, but having multiple places where
Passkeys will work on top of this. Passkeys will work as well, but passkeys, but they're not push notifications. But that's why probably passkeys. And we'll talk about. I don't want to get into passkeys today because we have a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. But passkeys will probably make this a lot easier. Well, not easier, but I'm just concerned about push notifications being too easy, and that allows the bad guys to get in. All right, let's go on with the big event, of course, that occurred yesterday was the Google I/O event, and they announced a whole bunch of stuff. And I wanted just to go through some of those things today, just to see what your comment. Maybe you've got any comments. Of course, the top secret thing that nobody knew anything about,
Yeah.
which has been leaked for the past 2 months, is the Pixel Fold phone. Now, the only thing that was interesting about this was that, of course, Samsung is releasing their foldable phone early now to compete because they want to get their numbers up. So they're releasing it early. Do you guys got any thoughts on this? It's going to be $1,700 US.
Ridiculous. Sorry. I didn't spend that much for a laptop. I'm going to spend it on a phone. And even when you unfold it, it still isn't anywhere near the size of a laptop.
But the Gen Z folks like their phones more than their computers. And I know a few, my stepdaughter, that she uses her phone for everything. I asked her about her laptop one time. She goes, "Oh yeah, it's under the bed." So this might be appealing to them.
Yeah.
The problem with paying $1,700 or $1,800 for a phone is they get updated every year, and they get to the point where very quickly, and usually 2 or 3 years, they're outdated totally.
Yeah.
You can't update certain things on them, and where at least a laptop, people are using laptops that are 7 or 8 years old, and they still work.
Right.
17 years old. They still work.
Anyway, just to let everyone know, and bad news if you're from Canada, because they will not be available in Canada for a number of months. But anyway, the next one is, of course, they announced was the Pixel 7a. This, of course, is the Pixel 7's out now, but this is the Pixel 7a. I think it's coming out. What did they say? $499, I think. I think it's a great phone. I don't have any real ups or downs with it, but it's probably fine. Do you guys have any thoughts on that one?
I like my Pixel 6.
Yeah,
I'm not about to spend for 7a.
Yeah,
because I have a Pixel 6 Pro. So now I'm going to go for the lesser model.
I've said this before. I buy my phone when the new one comes out. I buy the previous year's model, heavily discounted, and typically there's not much difference between the two.
Okay. The other one that came out, they announced, of course, their Pixel tablet, which is a completely bizarre thing to me because but anyway, this is actually going to be your home hub as well. I guess that's sort of how they plan on introducing it into the Google milieu of items, and I guess it'll be interesting to see how the sale of this goes. Do we need another Android tablet? Is there something that would be great about this? I don't know.
They've tried Chrome OS, Chromebook tablets. They have not done well.
No.
And tablets in general aren't doing well.
That's right. So I don't know.
I still have one in a box, never been opened. because
Well-
I got a special sale on 2 of them. One of them sitting on a stand, hardly ever gets used, and the second one has never come out of the box.
I know.
Yeah, I
I've
can see
got it.
somebody getting that for Christmas next year.
I've got an
Yeah,
and
I'm trying to
I-
figure out which great granddaughter is going to get it.
I've got an Android app, not app, an Amazon tablet that I got probably a little over a year ago, and it sits on the charging stand and never gets used.
All right.
And then I also have an iPad that's so old that it doesn't get updated, and I use it a lot. But why I like it is I have LTE built into it, so I can use it anywhere as I go.
All right. The next one was this is a service that they're speaking of. This is called Find My Device Network. This is something we've heard of through a leak, and they didn't give a ton of information about this, but they I don't know. This is a lot of times Google announces a bunch of stuff that never gets done. I don't know if we've been around long enough that this is a concept they have, that they're going to have this Find My Phone network. The Tile and a lot of the third-party apps will be able to join into this network, and it sort of competes with the Apple AirTags. So I don't know. This is futuristic stuff.
But Apple, Google, and
Microsoft.
yeah, and also Samsung, they're all combining to make it universal,
Right.
so that you don't wind up. So
That's right. But this is sort of vaporware so far. There's nothing really happening. All right. The next one was very interesting. Android 14 will have AI built into it, whatever that means. So we're all on 13. Probably we're all on 13.
mhm.
So that will be a big new feature coming out on 14. Huey, you said 14 wasn't going to be out till next year? Really?
I think it's the end of the year. Yeah.
Okay, well,
Android doesn't get updated that much.
Yeah.
And then
It'll
it
be a
takes and then it takes quite a while for each of the brands to fix it so it works with their phone. And so it comes out even later than that.
Okay.
So
right.
on a Pixel, you get an update every month, but that's usually security related updates.
Yeah,
But you don't go to the next one for quite some time. Right.
It's not the Android update.
Right. So Android 14 will be a probably a big update. And the last but not least, the long awaited Bard. So Bard will be the wait list for all Bard AI is dropped, and advanced integration into Google Search and other services, blah, 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 blah. So I said to Huey earlier today, I said, okay, you and Bob been yakking about AI. How do I get Bard? And nobody knew. And then we find out it's not available. Even though it's being released to everybody in the world, Canada's last to get it, probably because of the French language issue. But Bard will not be available in Canada. And I guess you go to bard.google.com to get it. I guess, is that how you get it? Okay.
I have a question. Suppose you use a VPN. Would that allow you to get it?
I believe so.
Yeah,
Yep.
probably.
Yep.
Yeah, you could probably do that. But I'm not that interested when they get around to getting it to me. I use ChatGPT, works great. I'm not interested.
Funny part was I tried both ChatGPT and Bard this morning for some information, and Bard said, "I'm sorry, but I can't give you that information." ChatGPT was very willing to share the information with references and everything else. And I'm saying, why can't you give me the information? This isn't top secret.
All right. Huey, before we get on to the main news stories, do we have anybody else? Any other comments or concerns? Or
Yeah, let's see. I don't know that we covered this one or not, but
it says, I use MS Authenticator right on my phone, right? Vale says, I recently got a passkey from Google. Yeah, we've talked about that. This is the future for passwords. Dashlane is starting their passkey concept as well. However, Google has no passkeys for workspace business accounts. Jolin says, I use push notifications when I log into my account at our resource center. It is oh so convenient. I don't have to bring my own computer. I have access to my G account. See, that's exactly where Jolin is, because she moves around and she needs to get into her Google account. So her push notifications are perfect. It really works well. My only concern with push notifications is it's too easy, right? That's the problem.
I have a pass key from Google, and my password manager actually picks up and it jumps in.
Right. Jolin says it was a very interesting day at Google I/O. It was. I am interested in the Pixel Fold, the Pixel Tablet, and the new features AI Bard is adding to Google Photos, Gmail, Sheets, and so much more. Lots changing. I love the fact that Pixel Tablet has the home perch and works like the hub. Oh, yes, it's a good thing. Yes, so that's one thing that the Pixel Tablet is definitely, it's a home hub for your home devices, which is, if that may be important for you, that certainly is something that you would consider. Jolin says, I have a Samsung S6 and I love my Android tablet. I don't like the Samsung stuff that's included. I'm also looking forward to the tablet. Richard says, not interested. Richard, you spend lots of money on tech. You're not going to spend $1,700 on a phone? I thought you'd be in there. Vale says, Apple Watch has ChatGPT app on the... Oh, really? Trust Apple. I just throw up my hands and say, the problem, Vale switched to Apple years ago, and he always laughs at me. Vale, you were right. I should have switched to Apple, like you said many years ago. Richard says, a Pixel 7a is too small for me versus my 6-button versus my 6-7 screen, right?
And we're caught up.
Yep. Usually on the A's, they're smaller and the screens are smaller as well, because that's why they're caught. It's a lot less money. All right, let's get on to look. You've got a ton of articles to go through, so
yes,
let's get on with this so we can keep looking at the articles. Let me.
You're never going to get to all of them.
No, I don't think so. Share my screen. We'll do Facebook. We'll share this. And here we come. And I will refresh it and see if Ray's it worked. It worked, Ray. Ray schedules his articles at 9 o'clock, so we always get to his first now.
Move it up a little bit, Ron.
Huh?
Move it up a little.
Yeah, I will. I just want to make it a little bit bigger. Here.
Well, I said this last week, Ron. My life is now complete, that I've been able to get on and be first.
I know.
Nothing else matters anymore. My life is complete.
All right, Ray, go ahead.
Okay, so Google has come up with their own Find My Device, but it's going to detect unknown Bluetooth trackers. We've read some of the stories where an Apple tag was attached to a car or something, and somebody unscrupulous was following around. So now with this this Android Find My Device, it's going to alert users if there's an unknown tracker in their system.
All right. That's part of this whole network thing that this is
going to work with AirTag and Tile and most of the other.
That's the network.
They're all going to work together.
That's this network system they're developing, right?
All right. This is the CEO of the Warner Music Group, and he's basically making the point that currently the way the payment system is for streaming, it's based on number of streams and nothing else. And he thinks that we should take into consideration the singer and the quality of the singer, how popular they are. They should get more money than somebody who is, say, relatively unknown and the streaming amount. So interesting to see somebody at this position and level promoting that.
He must have some special friends.
Amazon remember we talked last week, I think, that there was going to be a $1 fee that Amazon was going to charge if somebody returned an item, and they could have done it at one of their other subsidiaries or like Kohl's, etc. Well, now they have something new. Amazon is now going to charge. They're going to offer customers $10 if they pick up their own products. So rather than having the Amazon truck or UPS come to your home, if there's a way that you can pick up the item you've ordered, they're going to give you $10 credit.
Oh, isn't that interesting? So, like, you'd probably pick it up at one of the Amazon mailboxes, eh?
Yep. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then you'll save $10. Oh, that's a good idea. That's smart people at Amazon, eh? I love Amazon. $10, eh?
Yeah.
Per parcel, I wonder?
Yes, if there is any per product. So
per product. Wow.
If you let's let me $10 to pick up a purchase rather than have it delivered to the home address.
It probably costs them more than $10 to deliver it.
Yep.
So I showed you guys remember when I did my popcorn thing, the video? You saw that on my front porch there were 5 parcels.
Yes.
I would have saved $50.
Yeah, and you could and look how much gas you'd save driving around in your EV. I mean,
it's
that's called a win-win, Ron.
I would have saved $50. Oh, I'm excited, Ray. That's a great article. Wow. Good news. I like that. Oh, yeah, I saw this morning. Yeah.
Yep. So, and again, YouTube, if you're on YouTube, you're going to notice now that if you have an ad blocker, YouTube is going to come up with a little announcement suggesting you turn it off. This is the way they need to make money. And if you really don't like ads like me, then YouTube Premium is available. Yeah. And I pay for that. I think it's well worth the money. I hate commercials interrupting me. Although some of my friends, do that when we have our music nights. But so this is a reminder, you're going to be seeing this more and more if you have an ad blocker on YouTube.
Well, if they don't do this, why the heck would you have to keep paying for the service when you just put an ad blocker in and get the same thing done without having to pay the monthly fee?
Because now you're going to be interrupted every time with this notice.
Yep.
Right. That's exactly the way it should work.
So, Ray, I know what ad blockers are on my Chrome in Google Chrome. I know what ad blockers are for websites. I've never heard of ad blockers for YouTube. Is that
have you if you're watching a video and you don't have an ad blocker, you're going to see an ad pop up right before you're going to watch, say, a music video or something.
I know. I understand what the concept is, but what are their YouTube ad blockers? I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah.
There are.
And these are these extensions for your Chrome browser, or are they?
Yep. Correct.
And they're YouTube I did not know. Maybe if anyone uses them or about YouTube ad blockers, put a comment in the comments there and let us know. Honest guys, I'd never heard of this. I did not know there was such a thing. Did you guys know that?
Yes.
Yep.
Well, you're all smarter than I am. Well,
no, we can say yep.
What I don't like is some of the producers now are actually lip syncing or putting ads in during they're not add-ons. They're not being generated. They're part of the video. So there's no way to block them because it's not an added feature. It is something that's a part of the video itself. My video is being brought to you by the folks at so-and-so and so, and you can't stop it. You can't block it.
So Leo Laporte was talking about this morning. I was listening to on his show, and he was talking about it's interesting if you have voice control on your phone, you can say you can ask Google to fast forward 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and if you know exactly how long the ads are in a fixed amount, and you can fast forward. You just say, "Hey, fast forward," boom, and it fast forwards through the ad. So that's something you might want to consider as well. It's an easy way to do it if you're using voice control. Did we see this one?
Yeah, that's the same. Yeah, it's possible that got posted twice.
You got posted twice. Okay. Let's see. Well done, Ray. You were first, and then of course we come up with Huey's next article. Huey's gets number 2 spot.
It says, meet the new Google search. AI generated results get top billing, but I haven't figured out how this works yet. I have not seen it.
Okay.
And
this,
Ron.
Yeah, I finally got an article. You guys. Anyway, this is actually really cool. I can't do it yet because they haven't released it in Canada, but this is the immersive. This is a Google Maps feature, and it's the immersive view in Google Maps now, and it's in 3D. And if you watch this is so cool. In the demo, you can actually, it'll actually zoom down and it'll actually take you right into a building and right into where you want to go. It's super cool. And I think I'm going to use this in some of my videos because you can just record this and you've got the fly in and the zooming in. It's all 3D and it all moves you right to your destination.
Do you have to be in the location that you're?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. So if you wanted to look up, suppose you wanted to go to a restaurant in a mall, right? Like in a mall, like it's a big shopping mall. Theoretically, this would take you and zoom you down. It would bring you right in and down through the mall, and then into the restaurant, and you'd be able to see the whole thing as a 3D as they're zooming in. It's sort of called an immersive view. Really cool feature.
But only for locations where they have the information.
Correct. It's just for big cities now where they've done this.
Yep.
That's right. But it's pretty cool. It's pretty darn cool.
Yep.
Like, I think it's going to be really neat. This is what we were talking about earlier. This is maybe not so cool, maybe cool, maybe I don't know. This is where you type text in. This is Google makes its text to music AI public. They announced this yesterday, and it's called Music LM. And I'm going to write a song for Monday for our Monday show. And I'm just going to type the text in, and it's going to write a song for me.
Now, besides doing this for fun, what purpose does it serve?
I don't know.
Well, here's an example. Videos, of course, always get better response and people watching it on Facebook. And the organization I belong to, the dues come due on the end of May, and they have to pay their dues by May 31st. And so I didn't use this one. I used a different AI called Song R, and what it does, it'll actually write the words for the song and sing it, and you can pick from 4 different genres. There's pop music, hip hop, piano rock, and contemporary, I think, or something like that. But and it'll write the words, or you can insert your own. And I had it write a song about paying the dues, and it's time to pay the dues, and I posted it on the Facebook page.
So now you have to compare how many people pay their dues this year versus last year.
Yeah. Did it work?
I have no idea. I had nobody like it, but that doesn't mean maybe they don't want to pay their dues. I don't know.
Yeah, when I did the presentation on the 3rd, I had used that exact one for pop, and the music's pretty darn good.
Oh, really? Did you sing a song, Bob?
No, I didn't sing it. I selected.
Okay.
I'd buy it if you sang it, Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
All right. Waiting for air. Yeah, we talked about this. This is the AirTag thing. Oh yes, this was interesting. Now, as you may or may not know, I did a video about Compose AI, which I really love. It's a AI tool that works within Gmail, and I did a whole video about it. Gmail is launching this though, and this is part of their Smart Reply, which I don't like. I don't like Smart Reply in Gmail. I think it's clunky and cumbersome. But they're using this as part of their Smart Reply, and it will be it'll work similar. It will generate text for you and do a lot of the things. I think probably Compose AI. This they announced this yesterday, and I think it's coming pretty soon to Gmail. So you may want to watch for this. It's going to be free and it'll be part of Gmail. So it'll be part of the smart reply within Gmail. So you might want to watch that. Huey, let's do a quick update on before we take any more. Let's do a quick update on any comments or questions.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at here. Can't remember where we left off, but I think
Vale said, yeah, Apple Watch has ChatGPT.
Yeah, we mentioned that. Okay.
Richard says the Find My Phone thing has added more devices to what can be found. Okay. Richard said the tablet will make the Google Hub Max go away. I think you're right. Bad part is a lot of things only work on it if it's connected to the base. Yeah, we'll have to see how that all works out. But that's a good point, Richard. That's very true. But I think the Google Hub Max will go away with this for sure. Jolin says, don't yet have the icon for the assistant.
That's it.
That's it. Okay. All right. Coming down. Here we are. Bard is available worldwide, but not in Canada. Upgraded with new languages and visual features. Anyway, there we go. Mentioned earlier, I don't know why Google Pixel Fold is not coming to Canada at launch. It's going to take a while for that. Oh, did you guys see this? Amazon announces an Black Friday NFL game to air exclusively on Amazon Prime. Now, I guess the reason I brought this up, I don't know if you guys have been following this, but the war on streaming services now is really heating up. Like there's a lot of Disney channels losing a lot of money, and they bought now they're integrating it now with, I think, is it Hulu? And they're trying to make some money here. The competition's brutal. So they're always, I thought this is sort of cool. Black Friday NFL game is exclusive.
Now, to my knowledge, Amazon was broadcasting Thursday night football last season.
Okay.
But if they did not do it if your team and where you live was playing, that they let the regular channels pick it up. But if you were outside that area, you could watch the Thursday night game on Amazon Prime Video.
The day before we left on vacation, I kissed Dish goodbye because they raised me by almost $50 and they wouldn't come down on their price. So I told them, thank you, but no thanks. And it took like 5 minutes after I told them to cut me off that they actually did. And then I found out that over the air, without an antenna, I'm getting like 100 channels. And when you take all the other freebies that are available, what the heck do I have to pay $150 a month for?
Well, the odd thing about that is, Bob, is that Dish is losing so many people a month. Like, they're losing like.
But they didn't even make an attempt. I wanted them to keep the price the way it was, and they would not budge.
You would have said,
okay, goodbye.
You would have thought they would have bent over backwards.
That's correct.
Keep you. Yeah, because Bob's going to be the only one subscribed to their service pretty soon.
Well, those services, the Dish services, Dish and
DirecTV,
as Dish services are going away. DirecTV has already got a streaming service, and they also have, if you want, you can get a box for the streaming service, and those two probably are going to combine anyway. So it's and DirecTV is owned by AT&T, so it's, they're going to end up merging, and the dishes on the roofs are going to go away. Well, they aren't going to go away. You're just not going to be using them. You're not going to go take them down.
I'm not taking mine down, but they want their video recorder back, which I never ever used.
Huey.
No, you skipped one, I think.
We talked about that.
Yeah.
So no, this is Fox 113 unveiled search.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there's a brand new version of Firefox, which is not a Chromium-based browser, and I updated mine, but they've got a couple of things that they've got in it is some kind of a search, but also the picture-in-picture improvements. So if you're watching a video, you can tell it to pop it out, and it'll be separate, and then you can go be playing that video and then moving on and looking at other things online.
It's something that's been available in Chromium based for quite some time.
Yeah, but they're pushing it as a feature in Firefox.
Pluggable. This is yours, I think.
Yeah, Pluggable, which is a brand, launches a new model of a power adapter. And it's time to break up with your slow, outdated chargers. And it's a general charger that you can use with any device that has the USB-C connector, and it's powerful enough to handle all different kinds of computers. I know my Chromebook uses a USB-C charger, so I could use this for that if I lost it or something happened to my charger, or if I wanted two of them. Sometimes I like to keep one plugged at home. I just unplug it, and then when I keep a second one in my bag, so when I just stuff the Chromebook in it, wherever I go, I still have a charger with me.
Yeah, the big advantage here is they're not as bulky as typically the chargers that has a brick on it. USB-C, as I said, is really has been a game changer, and they'll continue to find new ways to use that connectivity.
I like Pluggable. I have a Pluggable docking station here, and I like Pluggable equipment. It's really good stuff. So
yeah, I've had my Pluggable docking station now probably about 3 years.
Yeah, it really is good equipment. They have a very good name. Huey, I think this is yours.
Yeah, Microsoft releases a new update.
Did we lose you?
I think Huey froze.
Mm.
Windows 11 with security fixes and faster update options. So if you
and it did it yesterday. And there's also some changes now in the update options. You can choose to do certain updates a lot quicker, and there's an option for turning that on.
Oh, okay. So is that we're going to see that when we go in and actually they'll give us the options in?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And I also noticed for a while, Microsoft kept saying that in your in your I want to say shelf, not the shelf, but the taskbar at the bottom, if you find an empty space and then right mouse click, you can see the task manager, and that hasn't been available on mine. And now I notice that it is. So I don't know whether it was this update, maybe the last update, or maybe the one before that. But I finally now I can right mouse click on my taskbar.
It wasn't that update, which I've had for quite some time.
Yeah, but but that doesn't count, Bob. You use
no. It's now available to everybody once they do this update.
Yes.
All right, that's good. And then I think this is yours as well, Nighthawk.
Yeah, Netgear just came out with a new mobile hotspot. It's called Nighthawk M6 Pro. They do have several models. This particular one they're showing here is a bit pricey at $700.
What?
But it does get all of the 5, 6, and there's another speed that you can use. No, it's I can't remember what it's called.
6E.
No, but besides that, there's another one too that they can get. There are some cheaper ones, and I did see on Amazon they also have some renewed ones but not this particular model. And then to keep in tune with the free books that I've been finding, this is another one. It's called GPT-3, which it's a last year's book. It was like 2022, so it's not going to have the latest things, but it does talk about where GPT came from and some things about it. I looked at some of the chapters, and they appear to be a little bit more detailed and technical that I'm interested in, but there were some chapters that kind of explained how it came about and how it kind of works. So it's it's a free book.
Okay.
There's another Firefox one. You can skip that.
Did we talked about this? We already talked about this.
Yeah.
We talked about that. Let's see. Google search gets times of it. Yes, we talked about that.
We talked about that last week. Yeah.
Rolling out passkeys to make. We talked about passkeys. Microsoft. We talked. Oh, this is the article. We finally got to the article. I'm glad, because I was worried we wouldn't get to this. Microsoft starts enforcing number matching for Authenticator, and that's what we talked about at the beginning. Let's see what else. We talked about that. Oh, this is this is important. Now, I did a bunch of videos about a regular heart rate notification feature on watches detecting atrial fibrillation. Just to let you know that Samsung received the FDA approval for that feature, the irregular heart rate notification on the Galaxy Watch. So if you have the Galaxy Watch, then you should look for this and turn on this feature. And it actually it doesn't continuously monitor. It samples your heart rate through the day and looks for atrial fibrillation. And this is probably the biggest benefit I see for watches that and I would encourage you to turn that on. Pixel and Fitbit have had that, so this was a big deal. That's a big deal. We got that. Yes, we're going to talk about this. This is actually a big deal. I think I'm going to do a video for the Monday show on this. This is DOCSIS 4.0 is coming out. Now, I don't want to belabor this. I don't want to steal all my thunder from Monday, but Huey has fiber optic, and he gets a gigabit down. He gets a big gigabit up. I have cable. I have my cable provider, and I have a gigabit down, but I only have 100 up. So why does Huey have symmetrical and I don't, right? That's not fair. so that's not fair. And the reason, of course, is DOCSIS, which is the software that is running, the cable companies are using to run the services into your house. And this is the new features of the new version of this coming out. And I'll talk about all the new features. I think I'm going to do it this Monday on our Monday show.
So I guess Comcast is still using DOCSIS 1.0 on my service.
I don't know. So I don't
Guess
know
what time it is.
It's time to say goodbye, pretty much.
Well,
Huey, are we having more
we
people?
have another.
You have one more.
One more. Stuart says, is there a way to do a Google search and bypass all the supported sites that always come up first? You cannot actually find your actual search without searching down on the screen. No, that's because people pay for that.
They all
right?
say Ed.
Yeah.
Well, that's the benefit of using the chat part of, say, Bing,
right.
is when you do it, you don't get websites, you get the answer to your question.
Right. All right, there we go. Jolin says, thanks, guys. See you Sunday, Huey. Indeed. Well, thanks so much, everyone, for coming. It's been a blast. A lot of articles to go through, a lot of news. It's just, oh, wow.
You never got to my article. That's because I posted it yesterday. And that would take another hour before we ever get to it.
Yesterday is like last year.
You're gonna have to schedule in, Bob.
Yeah,
The news of
and
the
all
week.
of us,
Yeah, the
all of
news
us are
the
kind of
week.
skipping the AI stuff because there's so much of that.
Yeah,
We
Right.
could,
And that
we could
changes
do
daily.
we could do a whole program every week on all the new stuff with AI.
that's
Ron,
true.
this is the news, the tech news of the week summarized in the first hour of today.
That is true, Bob. That is very true. Very good. Richard said, make sure and hit the thumbs up and buttons to like Ron and the guy, help Ron and the guys out. That's great. If you please do that, click that like and subscribe. Really subscribe to the channel because I think that that really helps us. And also, it keeps us more communicated now because I'm going to do more posts on, hey, remind you that we have a show today. You'll be getting reminders out. Maybe some of you say, oh, I don't want any more notifications, please. Well, you can always turn them off, but we're going to try to keep better communicated with everybody. All right, listen, we'll see you. Don't forget Huey on Sunday. We'll see you on our big show on Monday. We've got lots of really interesting stuff coming for Monday. And have a great hot week. I think it's going to be pretty hot this weekend. Anyway, bye now. See everyone next
Bye,
week.
everybody.
Bye-bye.